1920s, there were wonderful things and not so wonderful things happening in the animation industry. Such names as Max Fleischer and Ub Iwerks and Otto Mesmer and the Walt Disney Studios and the Bray Studios were all buzzing throughout the whole Los Angeles and New York area about everything that is taking place in the animation industry. So let's find out some of the really interesting and sad things that happened in the mid-1920s. I want to thank all of you that have subscribed to this channel, because with your help, we're going to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers very quickly. And for those of you that have not yet subscribed, please click on that button and show your support. I know you're enjoying these videos, and I want to give you more every week. So please subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to leave a comment about what you think of the early animation. When the Fleischer brothers left the Bray Studios in 1921, they took Coco the Clown and Into the Inkwell with them. Well, it was after that that the Bray Studio had quickly transformed into more of an instructional movie production studio. It was then that Max and Dave Fleischer started the Inkwell Studios and continued on working with Coco the Clown along with other animated characters. Then in 1927, Paramount Pictures picked up the series and named it the Inkwell Imps. They lasted until 1929. Now, over at the Sullivan Studios, Felix the Cat was still a big hit, and in 1924, a new animator by the name of Bill Nolan came on board and worked on the Felix the Cat cartoons. Well, Nolan was an exceptionally good animator, and he was very fast, which is a very good thing to be in the animation industry. Well, the problem was that Felix the Cat was very squared off. He was very cubistic in style, and that really slowed Nolan down in his animation. So Nolan decided that he was going to redesign the look of Felix the Cat. Nolan had made Felix softer, rounder, with more cylindrical arms and legs, and much, much cuter. Felix's animation run had ended in 1928. There was a small resurgence of Felix the Cat in 1936 with only 3 cartoons, but Felix pretty much remained a comic strip with King Feature's Syndicate from then on. It is now 1927, and the Disney Studio is releasing the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons for Charles Mintz and Universal Pictures. Oswald became extremely popular very quickly, and the animators for these cartoons tried everything and anything they can to be as revolutionary as possible. They did stretches and they did squashes. They created situations that gave these characters the ability to do more than anyone has ever seen a cartoon character do in any previous cartoon. They were well on their way to becoming the best made cartoons in the history of animation. Now, little did Walt Disney know that Charles Mintz was hiring all of the Disney animators out from under Walt. Well, it came to 1928 when Walt and Ub went to Charles Mintz to discuss the second season of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It was then that Charles Mintz had told Walt that he needs to make the cartoons faster, cheaper, and that Mintz was also going to reduce Disney's salary. Well, Disney was not too keen about that, and Mintz decided to take everything away from him and go off and start another animation studio without Walt. So Walt and Ub had left and started to think about what they had to do next. Ub Iwerks and Walt Disney had been brainstorming to decide what they're going to do to replace Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. They needed a character that was as good as, if not better, than Oswald. It was Walt Disney that decided on using a mouse. It was Ub who designed the mouse with very similar features to Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. However, most of the detail in this new mouse was very rounded. And the two gentlemen decided to call this mouse Mortimer. Thank you so much for watching. I am hoping that everyone tells all their friends about these videos because I'm looking to get that 1,000 subscriptions so that we can keep building more videos for you and take all the animation history up to today. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful week.
Hey everyone, I'm Danny Dynamite. I want a big hug from you.